tag a few people this time. Okay, like to say good afternoon. I done tagged, we got about 100 brothers and sisters on the line, so that should be sufficient. Shalom, shalom, James Everett, Letitia Morton, House Rockin' Johnny, House Rockin' Johnny. Shalom, brothers and sisters. We first thing we don't want to do, we want to thank the brothers and sisters that that was able to make a light contribution. That we asked for $5, to assist one of our elders, one of our ailing elders, Elder Emmanuel ben Eleazar, who was over there in Mitzpah, Ramah, Israel. And then we wanted to give a report on that. We're just leaving Walmart, and we just wired the monies that was raised and received over there. And I know that's going to be some great assistance to him, and I know it's going to be much appreciated as well. Now, we ain't been on here in a while. We ain't had to come and solicit nothing from brothers and sisters in a while, probably since springtime, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because that means that even though we know a lot of people still encountering problems financially and going through things, then that means that there ain't been no vast majority of people that are connected to my social media page that been in trouble. I was waiting on one of my young brothers, to try to join us on Facebook Live. Talked to one of the young brothers on yesterday, and he and his family is going through somewhat of a crisis situation. And one of the things that I always make people to understand is that, when we come out and do these things, we ain't just trying to assume nobody's responsibility, because everybody go through what they go through for a reason. Ultimately, it's the Most High that pick and chooses our battles that we're going to go through, and He's the one that pick and choose our tests and our storms to go through. And sometimes it don't even be about what people are going through. Sometimes it's about the Most High prompting His people to action and giving them an opportunity to be a blessing to somebody on the outside. So we have one of our young brothers, and I don't know if many of you may know him. Shalom, Elder Cletus. Shalom, this is my son Corey Phillips on the horn. So many of you might know him. We go by the name of Tony Lamar. Tony Lamar, and he is down there in Florida. And I won't pour out all of his business, but I make sure before I go out and ask any brothers and sisters about anything that is something of a serious nature. And so I don't know that he done got the message. Since I don't have Messenger, no more, I'm unable to reach out and call these brothers and sisters. I do got Messenger on a couple of my old phones, but they don't leave the house because they ain't no use outside of the house. So we got brother Tony Lamar, who wife had encountered a problem and ended up in the hospital and ended up in a bad situation. And nobody know what that's like. If any man understand what that's like for his wife to suddenly take ill or something like that. They can't work, and then you have to assume the bulk of the responsibility and carry all of that weight. Any man that have done that before know that that's a daunting task, you know. But then it goes. Sometimes it gets even worse. Like even in his case, and not only was he doing that, not only was he assuming the full responsibility, but then to turn around and lose his job. And this is happening to a lot of people. And so right now they're in a bad situation. It's a whole lot of things that's going to create a domino effect. When things like that happen and you ain't got no money coming in, now you looking at eviction notices, you looking at car repossessions, and you looking at all these things. Now, why am I saying this? I don't come on trying to pay nobody's rent, trying to pay nobody's car payment, or no nothing. My thing is this, is that sometimes only thing that people need is their immediate needs met. Like food, for instance. Like being able to buy food or being able to have gas money so that you can get out and look for work and be able to have the freedom to go and do the things that need to be done. So to the brothers that can and will, we're going to ask again, but we're going to keep silent for now. I'm just going to tell people now, if somebody be kind enough to put that PayPal account up there, those brothers and sisters that can and will, I never ask nobody to do no more than I'm able to do. So I start with simple things because I myself don't have money, but I'm in a good place. I'm in a good place. So if people can find $5 laying around the house, $5, you can take out the piggy bank or anything and send it to PayPal.me/Dimitri78. We ain't trying to heap up no lot of money, but if we can get the brother down there $100, $150, where he can buy food, fill his car up, you know what I mean? And then we just be in prayer for them that the Most High gonna move on their behalf. So once again, we want to thank the brothers and sisters that did come out and make a contribution on behalf of Elder Emmanuel. That's wonderful, but it don't stop. And in my mind, sometimes it might seem like I'm begging, but I don't mind begging for other people. I feel bad when I have to beg for myself. That's when I feel bad, But I don't mind coming out begging on behalf of somebody else, you know what I mean? And so, those that can and will, if you can find $5 extra laying around, somebody can put that PayPal on the screen. And just like we said, is that, we ain't no hustlers over here. We keep receipts. We track all monies that get sent away. You see, was able to raise and send Elder Money a few $100s. All monies that get sent, all monies that's coming in, everything is tracked. I keep the receipts filed in a drawer. So at the end of the year, I can come back and give a report to all the brothers and sisters that have been contributing throughout the year, and then let brothers and sisters know just how much money we have raised collectively and how many people have been helped in the process. We came forward and did that with that after that first year that we started this up. We came forward with the report and the receipts and everything to show the brothers and sisters that those little $5, by the time it tallied up, we had raised over $15,000. Over $15,000 worth of monies have went to assist and help our brothers and sisters in the times of their need. So don't ever think that no amount is too little. Little become much when we put it in the Most High's hand. The whole thing is that at some point we just gonna have to get to the point to where we are able to start moving and start being people of action in the world that we're living in. Because I say it all the time. Today, it could be me. Tomorrow, it could be you. The next day, it's going to be somebody else. So I'm looking for somebody to put that PayPal account back up there on the screen. PayPal.me/Dimitri, that's Dimitri 78. All right? And whatever brothers that we can get, Now, not only do we share these videos with Facebook, our brothers and sisters on our Facebook page, we also go to our brothers and sisters that's on our YouTube page as well. There are many people that have been on the end of receiving a blessing because of this particular entity that exists. And it does not exist for me, though from time to time, I may find myself having to stop and use $15 or $20 out of the PayPal account, because I might need some gas, or I might need something every now and then. But I try as best as I can not to bother it, and make sure that it stay for the people, and I don't come out and ask people for money unless we have a specific target that we shooting at, or brothers and sisters have a specific need. Am I tempted sometime? Yes, I can be tempted just like any other man. I can be tempted just like a Christian preacher that could play on the intelligence or play on people emotions, you understand what I'm saying, and just have them sending me money on a regular basis and all that. But see, all of those are temptations that have to be knocked down. I thank the Most High for blessing me to be able to knock them down, you know what I mean? So we're not going to come asking nobody for anything unless we have immediate need that's to be met. So I'm still waiting to see somebody put that PayPal account up there on the screen. PayPal.me/ There's Tony. Tony, do you have a okay, I got it, King Rashard, Lection 46. Tony, do you have a camera button on your phone to where you can come in? Let me see if I want to bring you in for a minute. I got the brothers and sisters on the phone. Let me see if I can bring you in right quick. Let me see if I can bring you in here right quick. Tony Lamar. Okay, Tony Lamar, I'm sending you an invite. Okay? So if you get an invite, you just click on that invite button and accept it. Yeah, I'm sending the invite. So I sent the invite. So I don't know that he gonna get it, but brothers and sisters, that's the brother that we are talking about. Tony is on the line, and as we said, if we can get 5 people, if we can get 5 people, if we can get 100 people, if we can get 100 people or 50 people, we can get 50 people to donate $5. You understand what I'm saying? We'll get that down in Florida to our brother, and also on Tony. Also, Tony, we got brothers down there in Florida that I am going to. You trying to get in? Okay, well, I hope it lets you in. If it don't, we got some brothers down there in Florida that I'm going to connect with them before it's over, and then we're going to put them brothers on you. You know, we're going to make them brothers assume the responsibility for the people that's in their own community. So that's one of the things we're going to do. But right now, I still need somebody to put that PayPal account up there. PayPal.me/ Dimitri78. And we're going to get our brother, we'll get our brother some type of assistance down there, and at least he can be able to buy food. You know what I mean? It's one, you ain't got to worry about buying food, and you ain't got to worry about getting gas to get back and forth to try to find a job or something of that nature. That's the whole thing. And then we'll be in prayer with the brother concerning the rest of the stuff that they got to go with, that they got to go through, because don't nobody know what the outcome is, but the Most High is faithful. David said, I was young, but now I'm old. I ain't never seen the righteous forsaken. I ain't never seen their children out there begging for bread. And these are our brothers right here. And the reason David said that is because Israel had a responsibility. We had a responsibility to each other. He said, I've been young and I've been old. And all through that time, it didn't mean that people didn't go through problems. He said, but when it was the Most High's children, I ain't never seen them begging for nobody, begging for bread. I ain't never seen them forsaken. That means that people didn't forget about them when they hit a crisis. And he said, I ain't never seen them begging for bread. That means that they didn't have to beg. If you say that you love the Most High, and the Most High said, how you going to say you love me, and you can't even see me? But here's your brother who represent me, and you can't show him no love, who you see every single day. He said, I ain't never seen a righteous man forsaken or his children begging for bread. And the reason why they wasn't forsaken is because there were like-minded people. There were people that was serving the Most High on the planet that thought about other people during their time of crisis. And it was people that were serving the Most High that understood what their responsibility was to their brothers when they seen them in a time of need. So if we can get our brothers and sisters, we're not asking for something that's going to put pressure on anybody. $5 is sufficient. Those $5 will turn into something grand by the time they reach the hand of our brothers and sisters. So we're going to give brothers and sisters another opportunity. And me coming forward on behalf of the brothers and sisters, that is not my choice. That is not my choice. But if you reached out to me today or tomorrow, chances are you'll reach out to me today or tomorrow because it's something in you that says, you know what, I can get my brother's support. He'll go out there and deal with the people. I will do the same thing for you. But I don't have no control over my phone ringing. And I don't know when the next person gonna come in. I don't know where the next person gonna come in saying, look, I need a little help over here. I need a little. That's not for me. Sometime I can go through like we did now. We ain't been on here since spring asking nobody for nothing on behalf of assisting another brother and sister. We ain't been on here since spring. But now we lift the offering for Elder Emmanuel, and now, you know what I'm saying, just a few days later, we find another brother or sister in crisis. You understand what I'm saying? And here's the thing that I be talking to people about. That's why them videos don't be for nothing. I'm saying to myself, we got brothers right there. We got brothers in every state in this country, in every city in this country, all over the world. You got people that call me from Canada, call me from UK, call me from over in Europe, in different places, saying that they need some help. Can I help them? Can I get the brothers to assist them? And in my mind, I'm saying, it don't make no sense, because why would you be calling me from UK when we got brothers with boots on the ground over there in the UK? You know what it show? It show that the people that we do have out here doing all this talking, they ain't doing the work that they supposed to be doing, because ain't nowhere in the world that nobody's supposed to be calling me. But we not hard on our brothers because they may not know. That's why I'm telling you, Tony, that after today, I'm going to put them brothers, I'm going to connect you to them brothers that's down there in Florida, and then, you know, you're going to become their responsibility. It's going to be their responsibility to start helping and assist. We need brothers that's going to start doing the work in their own city. They're doing the work in their own city and in their own state. And that'll be fine. So the PayPal account is on there. Those that can and will. We know everybody don't have no money. I'm a broke man myself. You understand what I'm saying? My riches are on the inside. They don't show on the outside like that. But everybody is not in a position to where they can give people. Some people can't even give $5. And we understand that. So we're not talking to you. If you have a desire to do something for your brother or your sister, but you just can't do it because you're not financially able to do it, hey, that's a blessing. It's a blessing to have a desire. Having a desire and not being able to do it is far greater than having it and don't have no desire to do it. Many people have it. Many people be on there when we come asking for something on behalf of our brother. Many people be on there that could do it easily. Just bam, easily. And they could do far more than what we asking for. But we don't press them. But many people can do it. And they won't do it. Or they don't choose to do it. You know what I mean? But there are people that desire to do it and they can't do it. That's a blessing. You blessed already. One day the Father will fulfill that desire by making you, putting you in a position to where you are able to do it. So even though we couldn't get our brother, and I understand because Facebook been acting like that. I used to have a camera and an invite button and everything, you know, and I don't have that no more. So it's almost like you don't see people doing the live videos no more with the double people. I don't know if they done cut it off or what. So, but I can't bring him in and he can't come in, but he was going to be willing to come in, and that's a good thing, because that's something, that's our accountability to our brothers and sisters on Facebook. I let them know, hey, you know what? If you're going to get the assistance of the brothers and sisters, Hey, you need to come on, and they need to be able to look in the whites of your eyes. They need to be able to see the pain. They need to be able to see they need to be able to see the loss of faith in your face that come from worrying about a situation. They need to see the sincerity and the pureness of what's coming out of your heart. So generally we try to bring the brothers and sisters on the Facebook, but just like I told you ain't got to pour out all your business. All that, it already went into my ear. You know what I mean? And being a man from the street, I can see bull a mile away before it even drive up. I see it. So I'm going to listen carefully to what's being said and take a real good look. And then if the Spirit prompts my heart to move, then I'll come to Facebook and I'll try to assemble the brothers and sisters so that we can try to help our brother. Now, let me tell you our brother's situation. We know we can't pay his bills. We can't pay his rent. We can't pay his car payments. We can't do all of those things that come with natural responsibility. But we can assist our brother. Because if we can fill our brother's icebox up to where he don't have to worry about how his wife and his children are going to eat, if we can fill his car up and he got a full icebox and he got a car full of gas to where he can move around and start trying to make something happen, then that's a blessing. And that's what we're striving to do. We're striving to meet our brothers at the point of their immediate need until the Most High come and deal with the bigger issues. Because whatever issues our people are going through, the Most High put them there, going to teach them some valuable lessons. You understand what I'm saying? And overall, whatever comes out of it. But we will be his hand of provision when it comes to the immediate needs being met. So when we look at what our father David said, I've never seen the righteous man forsaken. That means people didn't forget about him. He said, and I ain't never seen their children begging for bread. That means that the focus was on the most important things, the necessities, to be able to eat and to be able to move around so that you can be able to make something happen. So those brothers and sisters that's on this thread, when I get through with this video, we're going to end this video, we're going to upload it to YouTube, and then right now, even though we're on Facebook, we want to start speaking to our YouTube family. Our brothers and sisters, you're on the YouTube family, if you're on this YouTube thread, watching, you know what? Our people are going to always be people that have need, but we don't always come. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we just go into prayer and the Most High bless people with what we need. But when we do come, it's not me asking. It's the Most High giving you an opportunity to be a blessing to your brother. That's why the scriptures say things like, you know, one of the reasons why the righteous man ain't forsaken, because the righteous man going to try to operate by the principles of the Most High, which say, cast thy bread upon the waters, and after many days thou shalt find it. Everybody going to find themselves in some type of hardship while they live in this life. But for the man that have cast his bread out upon the waters while he was doing good, while he was in time of plentiness, when he get into a place of lack, he will find those things, those bread, that substance, that finance, that encouragement, that support. He will find all of those things on the waters, and the waters represent the people that the bread was cast out amongst. He will find those people. He will find his substance or whatever he need being provided for him by the people, and it's really actuality his own stuff. So those that can and will, if you can contribute $5 to the PayPal, paypal.me/Dimitri78, or you can Cash App Dimitri Milligan. And as we said, even to our YouTubers, we want to thank the YouTubers that's on YouTube for responding. And we know we don't get no lot when we try to do these things. It ain't like the stars. When the stars get ready to try to raise some money, they come back and they done raised $100 million. You know why? That's because the stars got money to give, and they give out of their abundance. But we, on the other hand, we don't have a lot of money, so we don't ask people for no lot of money. But to our brothers and sisters on YouTube, you know, our brothers and sisters on YouTube, we want to thank you, brothers and sisters, for what y'all done when we responding to the call of Elder Emmanuel Ben Eleazar. And then we want to let y'all see that we don't play about this stuff. There is the receipt There is the receipt that we just came from MoneyGram, just shipping that money off to Israel. And so, but we have another brother and his wife and his children are in a crisis right now. We can't really do nothing about the crisis that they in because the Most High put them there. So we just gonna try to collect enough money for them to make sure that they got food, make sure that they got a full tank of gas so they can be able to move. Jonathan Carter, we just on here, just one of our young kings just called yesterday and just explained to me some of the things that he and his family was dealing with. And just as I told him, I said, man, I understand, but don't lack your faith. And then what top it off was this. Here's what really topped it off. He said, man, most of my family, they in church, and we got a few people, they got mega churches, big name pastors and all this. He said, and one of the first things that one of my people said to me is that, well, you've been in that Israelite stuff. If you was in church, you wouldn't be going through this problem. And that just made my blood boil. Because I'm saying, don't you ever get discouraged by nothing like that. You let that statement right there make manifest that those people that in church are the liars on the planet. I said, because if you was in church and you was really seeking to serve the Most High, then you know that the most important thing to the Most High is his people. And it don't mean whether people got to be a part of your organization, whether they go to your church, or whether they even know the Most High, whether they even know anything about Jesus, Yeshua. They could be a man on the corner, woman on the corner, don't know nothing about nothing. If you say you serving the Most High, they become your responsibility, because you are supposed to be the hand of the Most High's provision that shows up in the people's life. So this is a lot of way that many of our brothers and sisters fall up under discouragement because they are trying to walk and trying to stay in the truth. And then you got somebody telling them, well, if you was in the church, you wouldn't be. Basically, what you're saying is if I was a part of your organization, you would help me. But since I'm not a part of your organization, you don't have no help for me. That's just like what the video that we said about the preacher talking about, well, the church and the facility is only can be used for the members of the church. Well, that ain't God's house. Because if it was God's house, I'd be welcome in it. And I'll be able to come whenever I got ready. I'll have a voice in it, be able to stand up, be able to say something. I'll be able to put my input in because God's my Father. But if you telling me that this is only pertaining to the people that's a part of this organization, God don't have nothing to do with this. Any preacher, any pastor that's listening to this message, God don't have nothing to do with it when you have that type of mindset. If you say it's God's house, then it represents the people of God, whether they believe what you believe, whether they're a part of your organization, whether they go where you go, or whether they don't even come there. If they decide to come there and you call it God's house, at least they know that that's God's house. And if they understand that they God's children, they should be able to come to that place right there and get whatever provisions and sustenance that they need. But they don't. So that's what it was. So we just, but you know what? Everybody talking about I'm in truth. I'm Hebrew Israelite. Okay, then don't look like something that you just came out of. Don't come out of one thing and then start running it down, but you still acting and carrying yourself the same manner. Now, if you're going to be Israel, do what Israel's supposed to do. He that don't assume the responsibility of his own is worse than an unbeliever. So we ain't trying to press nobody, and we ain't trying to manipulate nobody into doing their personal responsibility. We're just speaking to some of our brothers and sisters and asking our brothers and sisters, if the Spirit prompt your heart to do something and aid one of your brothers and sisters, then you know what? Do it. It's the Most High to give you an opportunity to do it. The money don't go to me. It don't benefit me. I'm just standing in the gap on behalf of one of our brothers. He may not know how to reach everybody else, but they do know how to reach me. And it takes a lot of humility to pick up the phone and say, when you're a man and you used to take care of your business and your responsibility and taking care of your children, and you fall into a crisis, and now you got to pick up the phone and you got to call another man and say, look, I'm in trouble, but I don't know where else to turn. That takes a lot of humility to do that. To pull your business out and to open up your house so that people won't think that you are trying to scheme on them. It takes a lot of humility to do that. And in most cases, when people do it, they do it after they have called on all of the people that they thought would help them. And after you called on your people that you thought would help you, none of them did. They all turned their back on you. And now you got to humble yourself and go to somebody that you don't even know. You only know them on Facebook. So once again, we're going to ask for those that can and those that will. If you can send $5 or anything less than $5 or whatever the Spirit put on your heart, we want to get to our brother to make sure that he got an ice box with food in it for his wife and his children. And we want to make sure that he can fill his gas tank up so that he can go and look for a job or take care of whatever the business is that he need to take care of. Any man in this situation would be looking for some help and looking for some assistance. When you get in situations like this, words don't do it. Words can be rejected. It's your demonstration that will not be denied. And if you want to say or convince somebody about your love for the Most High, it won't be with the words that you talking. It's going to be by the demonstration that you are exemplifying. And when you see your brothers or your sisters that are in trouble, that have need, and you know that you've been blessed with more than enough, and you talking about how much you love the Lord and God is this and God is that, but he don't prompt your spirit to go in your pocket and do nothing. You can miss me with all that. You can miss me with all that. So those that can and will. And these things ain't limited to my brothers scattered throughout the four corners, because I see some of my brothers that's in my own city there. It's not limited to them because they've been blessed too. And if they can find $5 extra to send to that PayPal account, paypal.me/Dimitri78, so that we can get our brother and his wife and his children an icebox full of food and a full tank of gas, so that he can get out the house every morning and go and look for him a job, or go and find out what they gonna do should they find themselves with an eviction notice on the door. They see, that's what we doing. We want to keep our people in the place to where they can still function and get the things done that they need to get done. And today it is him. Tomorrow it may be me. The next day it could be you. So I'm going to encourage y'all with the scripture. Cast thy bread upon the waters, and after many days thou shalt find it again. Give, and it shall be given unto you. Pressed down and shaken together, when you have need, shall men give unto your bosom. So, and I'm going to leave it right there. And Brother Tony, that you on here, we're going to thank the Most High for what he going to do in advance. Don't you be discouraged about your situation. Your Father owned the cattle on 1,000 hills. All the silver and gold is his. This whole world is his. The earth is the Lord's. The fullness and everything that is in it belongs to him, including us. Don't be shaken by what them Christians are saying, by you not being a part of their church. If they won't help you because you're a part of their church, then they are not the people of God. And that is one way that the Most High have letting you know where you are not to be. So you be encouraged and know that the Most High's eyes ain't forgot about nothing. His eyes are 10,000 times brighter than the sun. His eyes are in every place beholding the good and the evil. That means that not only is his eyes in every place looking through every set of eyeballs on the planet, his eyes are also beholding the good and the evil when it comes to the intents and the motives that is in people's heart concerning what they say with their mouth. He already know. So you just... That's all right. Well, I told you, you got the eviction notice, but don't worry about that, because it's a process that you have to go through with eviction. So we ain't going to focus on that. We're going to focus, as long as you ain't hungry and as long as you got gas in your car to move around, then you got time to put something, you got time for the Most High to do something great. before anybody try to throw you out of the house. You understand me? They have to go through a process to get you out of the house. Even though you might have the eviction notice, it's still a process that it takes. And so through the time that it takes for that process to get out, ain't no telling how the Most High might be to move on your behalf. So don't be shaken by what you see. The just shall live by faith. And if you the just, your faith gonna be tested just like everybody else. And faith that's not tested is not faith at all. And now it's time for you to put up or shut up. And you got to walk by faith and not by sight. Just because you see the eviction notice don't mean that the Most High is going to allow you to experience bad situations. You can see the eviction notice because the Most High wants to get you out of someplace that you ain't got no business being in, so he can put you someplace that you can have peace and safety in. So don't be shaken by nothing that you see. The Most High's hand ain't slack. He ain't slack with nothing that he don't do. He got people all over the world that do his bidding. And just the same way that I'm on Facebook doing his bidding, he got some other brothers and sisters that you ain't even came in contact with that will be responsible for the new house, responsible for the furniture, responsible for the new job. Why? Because the heart of the king is in the hands of the Most High, and like the rivers of water, he turned it wherever so he wanted to, so he can cause people to do whatever it is that you need done. And they won't even understand why. But this right here is for the brothers and sisters given an opportunity to move into action and become the Most High's hand of provision in our brother's life. And with that being said, we're going to end the video. We will definitely upload the video to YouTube. Like as we said, for our YouTube brothers and sisters, they are not exempt. Because our YouTube brothers and sisters, even though they're not on Facebook, if they ever have problems, they don't have no problem contact me. Because they can get my email address and my information or whatever it is. And so all praises to the Most High Heavenly Father, his glorious Son. And we thank him for his Holy Spirit that pricks men's hearts and that prompts men's hearts to move. And then we also want to say to our Christian brothers, our Christian Bible-toting, Sunday morning worshiping, Wednesday night Bible study having, prayer meeting going to, we want to say to them brothers that are only focused on the things, the external things as it relates to what it looked like. What it looks like it means to be righteous. Hey, except your righteousness exceed the righteousness of the scribes and the Pharisees, ain't nowhere in the world you're going to enter into the Most High's presence. See, the Pharisees and the scribes, they were righteous and they were religious from an outward standpoint, from an external standpoint. They toted Bibles, they wore the garments, they walked around from an outside, from an external standpoint, like they was religious. They looked it holy, but they wasn't holy on the inside. So accept your righteousness, Christian, exceed the righteousness of the external, outward appearance, trying to impress people, Pharisees, and accept your righteousness, exceed that. And then your righteousness becomes the righteousness down in the spirit. You ain't going into no kingdom of heaven. I don't care how much Jesus' name you shout, you do. You Hebrew Israelite, the same way. It's the same way. You make broad your phylacteries and you enlarge the borders of your garments. You put fringes on everything and you quote the scriptures of the Old Testament and of the law and everything. But except your righteousness will exceed the righteousness of the Pharisees and the scribes. You don't have no part with the Most High, even though you declare that you are Israel. If you are Israel, then you must do what the Most High means for Israel to do. All praises.